Yes, yes, Unity. We can clap. We can clap. Good morning, Unity Palo Alto. I'm not Reverend John Riley. My name is Lisa Whitfield. I'm a platform leader here at Unity Palo Alto, and I have the pleasure of filling in for I promoted him. For Reverend John Riley, who is on a much-deserved sabbatical. So I want to welcome you to the Sunday service. Let's try that again. The Sunday service. Woo! If you are new to Unity, yes, it is like this. If you're new to Unity, what we want you to know is that Unity is a global spiritual movement bringing together people from all backgrounds and all walks of life. And wherever you are on your spiritual journey, we are welcoming and inclusive, and you are welcome here. So I want to thank everybody for being here in person, for watching online right now or later in the week, because wherever you are at the right place, in the right time, right now, because God is. Am I right? Yeah. I'm right. Of course I'm right. So this morning, we are blessed to have an actual doctor, the Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck. If you were here last week, you know that we are in for a little spiritual muscle flex today. So Dr. Hasselbeck is widely regarded as one of the leading authorities on metaphysics. He is an author, speaker, workshop leader, educator, and online radio host. And kind of a good guy, right? Like, he's very approachable, people, if you talk to him after the service, I'm just saying. He has a genuine passion. This is really true. He has a genuine passion for clarity. If he says something today that is not clear, ask him. He has a passion for clarity and precision, and he guides others to awaken awareness and deepen understanding. So we're going to hear from Dr. Hasselbeck pretty soon. I would be remiss if I did not introduce the rest of the crew, starting with our vocalist today is Danielle Kane. Come on out, Danielle. Show yourself. If you have not been here when Danielle's been here before, she's amazing. You're going to love it. We have the talented, as always, Russell Norman, tickling the ivories. And back in the booth on live stream and sound, we got Tiffany and David as part of the crew. So I invite you to stand as Danielle leads us in our opening songs.
Day by day, day by day, oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day by day, oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day by day by day by day by day by day. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. It's my decision right here and now.
That's a thing we do here. Well, you already know me. I'm back already. So as I was saying earlier, we are on this spiritual journey with people from all over the planet, but we don't just kick you out the door, do we? No, we have a plan, people. We have guidelines, okay? My husband and I were on a hike yesterday. You got to have a guide, right? Right? He agrees with me. Our guide is our 5 core principles in Unity. And if you're new to Unity, you can find them in the pew in front of you. There's a little card that says, welcome. You may take that home with you, put it up on your fridge, study it. There might be a quiz. Not really. Our first principle is God is. There is only one power and one presence active in the universe and in our lives, God, the good omnipotence. For me, it took a while of hearing this to really, really understand what that means. There's no evil. There's no devil in Unity. There's one power in the universe. So when you wake up in the morning, guess what? There is nothing and no one against you. What? What a great feeling, right? That's what we're about in Unity. The other thing to know about this divine energy that we call God is that we are not separate from it. That's our second principle. I am. God is the substance and intelligence innate in every person and in all creation. There is no separation. You are an expression of that energy that we call God. Our third principle is the law of mind action, which means the way we think about the world can create the reality for us, right? So thoughts in mind produce after their kind, which means we have the power to affect our world with our thoughts, the stories we tell about the events that happen to us. That takes some awareness and some mental discipline. And so our fourth principle is the practice of meditation and affirmative prayer. It's through meditation and affirmative prayer that we connect with the creative, constructive power of God to live in us, through us, as us. And the last principle, and my personal favorite, I like to call it the secret sauce of Unity, is the daily practice. When we put all these principles together and we live these every day, we're going to express more of the divine within us and our lives will get better. Right? Right. So we use these principles to help us live out our vision statement here at Unity, and I'd like you to affirm that with me. Where is it up there? Oh, I can't see it. Okay, ready? Together. Centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And so it is.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, sweet spirit, is in this very
And now, our reading from the Daily Word. Today's daily word is brave. I will read the affirmation and then invite you to affirm it with me. Through the power of God within me, I am brave. Together? Through the power of God within me, I am brave. If I want to have a greater, more expansive experience of life, I must be brave and move beyond the trepidation that holds me back. I do not judge myself for hesitating, but I don't let it stop me. Instead, I take my reluctance as a cue to call upon the strength of God within to push past my fear and move forward. So much life lies on the other side of my fear. I believe I am meant to live a fulfilling, satisfying life, whether I'm interested in having grand adventures or simply stepping out of my comfort zone and trying new things. I can rely on the divine within as I summon the courage to do new things. I affirm I am brave. As this becomes the truth of my heart, my experience of life expands. And this is from 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God did not give us a spirit of cowardice, but rather a spirit of power and of love and of self-discipline. So it is.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. Different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
3. There I am. Woo. Yes. Good morning. How are you today? Yeah, so this is my favorite affirmation. It's another beautiful day in my consciousness. So why don't you join me in knowing that? It's another beautiful day in my consciousness. And why do I like that? It's because that's always true regardless of what's happening out here. What I experience in my consciousness is up to me. And what you experience in your consciousness is up to you. And here's the cool thing. I can't make you believe anything. The best I can do is influence. So that's what I'm here today to do, is to give you a little influence from me. Are you ready for that? Yes. Yeah, so this is kind of a follow-on from last week, but you don't have to hear what happened last week. It's like, as I was asked to do 2 talks in a row, that's never happened here. And I thought about, well, what do I do? So last week I gave you the joy of limitation, because we often don't talk in Unity about the importance of limiting divine ideas to something specific, right? And one of the things I've noticed about us Unity folks over the years is we like to be vague. But the vague words are beautiful, and we feel good when we say them. We feel good when we hear them. But, like I said last week, what happens in vagueness stays in vagueness. So what my intention here is to give you kind of a complete overview, the whole enchilada, if you would, of my understanding of Unity's metaphysics, or we could say Unity's teachings, or we could say Unity's philosophy. So kind of fasten your seatbelts. I hope I don't go too fast. If your head explodes, it'll be better afterwards. And so let's get to it, okay? Let's make sure I got this working. So as always, I want you to sit back and relax. This is my personal information, and get out your cell phone. You might want to take a picture of some of my slides. My slides are mostly quotes from Charles Fillmore, and that first thing is my email address, and yes, I do welcome them from anybody. In fact, I have a basic policy, and that is, once I've interacted with you in one way or the other, we are forever entangled. And I am available to you wherever you are, wherever I am, through that email address. Okay? And then my website is paulhasselbeck.com, and my podcast, the reason why I paused is because we are in a hiatus for the last 5 or 6 months, maybe longer. But I have to tell you, there is so much rich material there at metaphysicalromp2.com that it would take you years to catch up. So, I named this talk Universal Assumptions. I first named it Spiritual Assumptions, and then I remembered from Charles Fillmore that you're going to see this quote, that he would define God as universal principle instead of spiritual. And so I'm really liking the word universal over spiritual, because that puts my mind in a different mindset. So God is spirit, present in its entirety at every point in space at the same time. And like I said last week, you really need to think into this. Just like we have to think into there's only one power and one presence in the universe in my life. What that means is that at the very least, you have over 3 trillion copies of God, because that's how many cells you have. So the entirety of what God is present at the point of you. And so you will not hear me talking like we sing in our songs that God comes through us or love comes through us. I say it comes from us because it's right here. It's not over here coming through me and going there. It's right here. God is the universal principle which includes all principles. Think about that. That means it includes every principle and law that's been discovered for the natural world in science, plus those that are part of the universal or spiritual world. And when we talk about principle, in fact, if you look up principle in the dictionary, it has these two definitions: a fundamental law and an underlying faculty. And we really need both. In fact, in Charles Fillmore's book, The 12 Powers, in the chapter on order, he doesn't just say order. He says spiritual law and order, because you need the two to tango. So I got to share with you. That is the first image I asked AI to create for me. Yeah. And I was going to say I'm pretty proud of it, but actually it had nothing to do with it. All I told is AI what I was looking for, and this AI gave me. So why this image? It's because we mostly focus on the outer world. We mostly focus on manifestation or demonstration. But that doesn't happen by itself. It happens because of these spiritual teachings, these universal teachings, these spiritual practices, these universal practices that we find in unity. And in order for practices to happen, you have to take action, because a practice is an action, right? So demonstration just doesn't appear out of nowhere. And then finally, at that transition point, life is about awareness. Have you learned that? Yeah. So being very aware of what's happening in this present moment will help me go over the threshold to the next moment and to the next moment. If my awareness is on something from the past or something from the future, then I'm not fully here. And then thoughts, feelings, and experiences help us organize our awareness. And then those arise out of universal principles and laws, and that arises out of universal assumptions we find in unity. So this is where you need to fasten your seatbelts. But there's one more thing I need to share. It can seem like we live from the outside in. Something happens in our lives, and then we react, respond, and it seems like that outside thing is causing an inside thing. Have you had that experience? Yes. That's not what's really going on. We have to drill down and realize that inside response or reaction was not caused by that outside thing. We could say it was kind of tickled by that outside thing. We, each of us, create our own reaction and our own responses. And that's why I call unity a teaching of radical self-responsibility. Stuff happens, doesn't it? And it's not about the stuff that happens. It's about how I react or respond to it. That's important. And that's why we talk about prayer and meditation, which we'll get to. So it may seem like we live from the outside in, but we actually live from the inside out. Building from universal assumptions and principles and laws and thoughts and feelings, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so some important concepts. Prayer makes each person a master in the realm of creative ideas. And what is the realm of creative ideas? The divine, God. And that's such a weird quote for a lot of people, because we think, we've been taught, we've been raised up with this idea that God is the master of us. How many were taught that? Oh, come on. Yeah. And that God has power over us in some way, right? That God is the micromanager of our lives. But if that's true, oof, he's got a whole different way of thinking than I do. So you and I are master of these creative ideas, these universal principles, whatever you want to call them. So say this with me. I am master of creative ideas. Okay, let's say it again and really land it, really feel it. I am master of creative ideas. And so now you're getting the inkling why this is a teaching of radical self-responsibility, because we are responsible. We could also say, I am master of universal ideas, right? Okay. So when I first read this in Keep It True Lent, I went, what? Sincere desire is a form of prayer. Did you know that? Yeah. So whatever you're desiring, you're praying about. Yeah. Sincere desire is a form of prayer. And then this, concentrated attention of the mind on an idea of any kind is equal to prayer. So this is that idea that we sing about, every thought a prayer, but then after we sing it, we forget about it. So if every desire is a prayer, and every bit of concentrated attention on an idea is a prayer, we gotta wake up, folks. Where are you putting your awareness? This is why we have to be self-aware in the moment, not only about what's happening out here, but primarily what's happening within my consciousness and within your consciousness. Because everything we focus on is a prayer. In fact, what Charles Fillmore talks about is when we do this, we are laying hold of mind substance and giving it shape and form as a way to manifest what we desire or what we're concentrated on. This is why worry is such a problem. Worry is negative prayer. And so I've been raised up that prayer is only positive. Were you raised up that way? So raised up, do you say that out here? Yep. Okay, I thought that was a Missouri thing. So, whoa, So we, by the power of our thought and feelings, we are always giving shape and form to this invisible super substance that we then mold to create what we concentrate upon. Have you noticed that when you concentrate on something, you get more thoughts and feelings about that something, and more thoughts and feelings about that something, and then you build up kind of an energy around that thing until you've built up enough energy that you take action. For me, it starts with chocolate. I mean, okay, I'm already going there. But chocolate is such a good example. If I start thinking about chocolate, it's not long before I'm seeking chocolate somewhere. So what do you think about? What do you think about all the time? What are you desiring? I want to say one more thing about desire. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed, we move from desire to desire to desire. Have you noticed that? Yes, someone's shaking your head. And so what are you desiring? And by the way, desire is manifested from the power of love. I'll say that again. Desire is manifested from the power of love. Yeah, because isn't love desire in some shape or form? Okay. All all material things represent universal realities, and whatever you see in the external, you may be assured has its parallel in mind. What that says is none of this could exist unless it was in somebody's mind first. The pew you're sitting on represents somebody's thought and feeling. The car you drive represents probably a team of people's thoughts and feelings. But we have to really get this idea really hooked up in consciousness. The outside stuff is evidence of used up thought and feeling. Okay, so we talked about being master over divine ideas. However, our dominion is also over our own thoughts, emotions, and passions. And you know what? There's a lot of people that I teach that don't believe that. And it's important that you know that first, and then that you believe it, so you can regain control over your mind, regain control of your consciousness. Now, so what does this mean if we summarize it all? We are master of divine ideas. We are master of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and our actions. This is why this is a teaching of radical self-responsibility. You are responsible for what you think and feel, what you say and do. Darn it. You know, it seemed a lot easier when God was responsible for everything I did. And if it was a bad thing, it wasn't God, it was this other guy called the devil. That I was somehow being moved by these super beings. Yeah. But those don't exist. Oh, I love this. Let's do it. I am master of universal ideas and thought forms. I tried to think how Yoda might have said that, but I got my mind in a pretzel. So, no one and no thing has power or dominion over my mind. Take that in. The next time you think someone has power over you, that means you've given your power away to them somehow. So, and this brings us to that central idea I talked about last week, is we are fully divine, fully human. Now, I want you to notice, I didn't say we are fully divine and fully human. I don't say it that way because this somehow, some way, is a unit. You can't have divinity without your humanity. You can't have humanity without your divinity. And so what that means, since I am fully divine, I am all these universal principles and ideas and laws. They're all here somewhere. All I have to do is learn about them, and then once I learn about them, I can use them consciously. We already are, and have all the universal principles and laws we use to manifest our thoughts, feelings, experiences, bodies, things, and events. I could have gone on. So we already are, that's what we are, and we already have, that's who we are. You see, our divinity is a what, and our humanity is a who. Universal ideas are potential forces waiting to be set in motion through proper formative vehicles. The thinking, feeling faculty of humankind is such a view. This is such a powerful quote. What Charles Fillmore is saying here is that universal principles or universal divine ideas already are, and they have potential. We could say that they are pregnant with potential. And they are the divine. But they don't have the power to act on their own. Another way we say it is, these principles, these laws, have no agency. You know, no secret agent man here. They have no agency. And where does their agency come from? You and me. You and I are the agents in this equation. You and I are the actors. We are not co-creators. We are creator. We are creator, you know? Say this, I am creator. I am creator. Because that is true, because we are fully divine and fully human. These divine ideas, these universal ideas, these universal principles, whatever name we give them, are more like ingredients. And we use the ingredients. The ingredients don't use us. And so this is another fundamental assumption that makes unity, for me, 180 degrees different than almost every religion I've read about, where they talk about some sort of God that has power or agency over us. From Christian Healing, this was actually Charles Fillmore's first book. He said, the absolute freedom of the individual must be maintained at all hazards. God is the universal principle which includes all principles. And he goes on to say, we are all as free to use those principles as we are free to use the principles of mathematics or of music. Freedom is vital. This is why I think our heart sings when we think about and we talk about and we feel freedom. And it's also the reason why we feel shut down when we have the lack of freedom. But wait, there's more. Charles said, the principles never interfere. We could say the universal principle that's made up of all principles never interferes. Why? Because it doesn't have the power to interfere. It doesn't have the agency to interfere. We are the agents using the ingredients to manifest our lives. And talking about manifesting our lives, manifestation or demonstration is always occurring. We cannot not demonstrate. I could have had a V8 here. You know? It's like when somebody comes up to me, like during a break in the class, and says, Paul, I can't demonstrate. What they're really saying is, I somehow can't seem to demonstrate what I want. And I don't want what I'm demonstrating right now. And so there's something that has to be untangled there so that they can learn to use that desire, to use that concentrated thought to demonstrate. And then finally, maybe not. Manifestation begins with the limitation of universal ideas, then human ideas. This was the subject of the talk last week. So let me go back. Here we go. Manifestation begins with the limitation of universal ideas and human ideas. And this says nothing about the quality of our demonstration, because the quality of our demonstration is dependent on the quality of our consciousness. And how do we determine the quality of our consciousness? Well, what are the thoughts and feelings you're holding? What are the thoughts and feelings you're desiring? Where is your concentrated thought? That is going to determine what you demonstrate. The quality depends on the overall quality of our minds and consciousness. This is why we talk so much about unity, about praying and meditating. Because we're wanting, we have a desire, I think, an innate desire to up the quality of our thoughts and feelings. And so when we pray and meditate, we're synchronizing our humanity with our divinity. That's what's happening. And we're unifying ourselves with these principles and laws. So then, as we're moving along, the stumbling blocks and obstacles that seem to be in the outer realm of people. How many have experienced stumbling blocks that way? Come on, I have to raise both hands because it's happening. Stumbling blocks and obstacles that seem to be in the outer realm of people, things, and events are where? Primarily in the mind as thoughts and feelings. Now, this is one of those Fillmore quotes that is more impactful if you put it in the first person, okay? Stumbling blocks and obstacles that seem to be in the outer realm of people and the events are primarily where? In my mind, right? Very good. You guys are tracking. Yes. So those stumbling blocks are here somewhere. And we experience them as our thoughts and feelings. And those thoughts and feelings, what they're doing, they're laying hold of substance, molding substance to make it seem like the stumbling blocks are outside. So friends, that's my little dance with the universal assumptions. And I hope there's some nuggets you've learned today. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking of it, write it down. Take it home with you. And meditate about it. Think about it. Feel into it so that you can grow and expand yourself as the creator you are. We're not waiting for a God to do something. We are waiting for us to acknowledge our own innate divinity. And so let us now take that into meditation. And we're going to start with this affirmation. And for some, it seems blasphemous, but just push through it. I am one power, one presence. I am one power, one presence. Today, this moment, I stop all separation from whatever it is we label the divine. That first principle says there's only one power and one presence in the universe and my life, God the good omnipotent. And the second principle essentially says, hey, I'm it. And part of the problem is, as human beings, we get focused on our humanity in a way that limits us from, that separates us from the very power we are. Now look, that can't happen in reality. you and I are so powerful because we are the divine, we can make it seem as if it's so. Evie Ingraham once said something like this: "You are so powerful that even knowing the truth of health and wholeness, you can and you do manifest illness." And how does that happen? It happens by limiting health and wholeness to something that eventually doesn't even look like what it is. Evie Ingraham went on to say something like, "In the face of knowing the truth of a prosperity and abundance and unlimited substance, you can and you do demonstrate lack." Why are both of those statements true? Because you and I are the ones that are using these divine ideas, these ingredients, this substance, according to our own consciousness. There is no consciousness of God to use it from. Because God doesn't have consciousness. God is the very principles and laws, the very ingredients that we use to manifest our lives. So as you go about your week, using your awareness, this present time awareness. First of all, be aware of what you're demonstrating, what you're manifesting. And then wonder, how did I do that? You see, it's true. Even as human beings, we are more powerful than we can imagine. Even as human beings, you are the very principle or divine idea of love. And you determine how much of that you express and share and experience. According to the Course in Miracles, whatever is lacking in any situation is what you have not given. You see, you are the one power and the one presence. You are the master of divine ideas. You are master of your thoughts and feelings. So take a deep breath, take that in. Maybe even swell up with a little bit of pride in what you are and who you are. And as you go forth today, and as we prepare to sing the Hallelujah, feel His truth in your bones, in the marrow of your bones, and live it. Live it with a vitality you have yet to experience. Because friends, each of you is fully divine, fully human. And so it is.
Want to take a deep breath? I told you he was going to try to flex our spiritual muscles. So as we're in this moment of just having given thanks, let's also take a moment to hold all of our prayer requests in our hearts. If there's someone that you're holding in prayer, I invite you to bring their name to mind or say their name out loud. Unity Palo Alto is here to help you discover your spiritual magnificence and to develop your consciousness. And through that, we're going to live our best life, right? Our evolutionary purpose here at Unity Palo Alto is to inspire people to transform their lives and to make a positive difference in the world. So a simple way that we make a positive difference in the world here at Unity is every month we give a portion of our donations to a safety net organization in our community through our Sharing Abundance program. So right now I'd like to invite Kim Pinsker in our part of our Sharing Abundance committee to come on up and introduce this month's recipient. Kim.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone. Happy Sunday. Please join us, our guests today. First of all, I'm so honored to be part of the Sharing Abundance Committee here at Unity. It is my feeling it's demonstrating exactly what we were just hearing about. And so today I want to welcome our guests from Cake for Kids. Cake for Kids is the organization that is going to be the recipient of our gift for the month of September. And our guests today are Lori Gray, who is a volunteer for Cake for Kids, and Julie Eads. And rather than me telling you about them, I'm going to hand the microphone to Julie, and she can share a little bit more. It's an amazing organization. In brief, volunteers make birthday cakes for kids, underserved children, who maybe have never had a birthday cake before. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to Kim, also to Unity, and for everything that you do in the community. It's absolutely wonderful. So as Kim said, my name is Julie Eads. I'm the president of Cake for Kids. I've been with this organization since 2011. We're a national organization, actually, but we started here in Santa Clara County in 2010. It was just a thought of some regular human being who wanted to do good in the world. This chapter is still the Bay Area's our largest chapter. And at Cake for Kids, as Kim said, we bake and deliver free custom birthday cakes for underserved children from the age of 1 to 25. We do that by partnering with human and social services agencies. They could be low-income family services, domestic violence organizations, homeless shelters. We deal with a lot of those. I was telling Kim we actually just started working with a juvenile detention center. So any children who really haven't had the best start in life. This year alone, we will do 20,000 cakes across the country, 20,000. But I think our mission is best described by the children and the agencies that we serve with, so I brought a note to just express that. And this is one of these notes. I can't express enough how grateful we are to partner with Cake for Kids and your amazing team of volunteer bakers, bringing cakes to our birthday boys and girls in the shelter. Having a personalized birthday cake is something many of these kids have never ever experienced, and their faces light up when they see their cake for the first time. Our kids are now looking forward to their birthdays and are sure to remind me of the date of their birthday every time they see me. I would also like to pass on the gratitude of their parents. They are so thankful to all of you for providing these magical moments for their child. Most of the kids take their birthday wishes very seriously and stand in front of the cake with the eyes closed for a few minutes, making a wish, and then blow out the candles and smile from ear to ear. The kids understand that a cake means someone was thinking about them, took the time to make something special just for them. This is the true gift of your cakes. The kids feel important, they feel individual, valued, and very special in an environment where there's so many things going on with them. And we could not do our job at Cake for Kids without our amazing volunteers, and Laurie is one of our incredible bakers, and I'll hand over the mic to her now.
Thank you, everyone, and what an honor to be honored for the second year from Kim. Thank you so much for this gift for Cake for Kids. I've been, I think, 10 years. Yes. I think I've been doing this for 10 years, and I found out about it because a good friend of mine sent me the link and said you should do this because I was the child who baked her own birthday cakes. Just so you know. And so it was the perfect thing for me to do. And is it Reverend Hasselbeck or Doctor?
It's Paul.
Paul, I came here today to hear from you because you put into words what I do. And I've decided that it is my prayer, call to action. That's what it is. It's concentrated attention and prayer, call to action. So thank you for putting it into words what I do. Because I just do it. I don't really, I think about it, of course. I want to do it, but that's what it is. It's a form of prayer. And forgive me, I don't go to church often. This is actually the only church I come to, about twice a year. So that is my prayer. So thank you.
Please join us at the table in the courtyard after the service if you have any questions, and we'll share some of the pictures of Lori's cakes.
So Julie and Lori and Cake for Kids, we would like to bless you. So everybody get your hands warmed up. The blessing that we say is on the screen together. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light in you. Thank you. Thank you, Kim. So, as you may know, Unity is a self-sustaining spiritual center. How do we sustain ourselves? By being present, by connecting with each other, by giving our energy and our service to the center, and also a little bit of this, right? What's this? I'm not just snapping my fingers. We got to have a little cheddar around here, right? If you would like to donate to Unity, there are many ways to do that. Some of them are on the screen above. If you're here in the sanctuary, you can put an offering in the silver box up here in the front, or there's also one in the back. But however you give, however you choose to give with love, because it's the manner that we give that we receive from the world. And the blessing that we say is on the screen, and I invite you to say that with me. Together, divine love from me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
Let it go. I release the thing I'm clinging to. I release what's holding me, and I'm falling into God's love. I let it be. There's nothing more for me to do, nothing more to say, and I'm falling into God's love. I feel the Spirit holding me, and it is lifting me on high. And on the wings of love I fly. let it go. I release the thing I'm clinging to. I release what's holding me, and I'm falling into God's love. I let it be. There's nothing more for me to do. There's nothing more to say, and I'm falling into God's love. I feel the Spirit holding me, and it is lifting me on high. I rise on a power I can't see, and on the wings of love I fly. I fly, I don't ask why. I don't have to understand everything. It's by faith I fly, and it's by grace I sing. I sing. I feel the Spirit holding me, and it is lifting me on high. I rise on a power I can't see, and on the wings of love I fly. I fly, I fly. Thank you.
Woo! Give it up for Danielle Kane. Woo! I say it every time I'm up here, people, but this is church. This is church. This is Unity Palo Alto. That's how we do it here, okay? What a treat to have Danielle here today. What a treat to have Paul. Paul's trying to take off his mic. Come on out here a second, Paul. I know I caught him at, at an awkward time. I just want to have an opportunity to give you a round of applause. Thank you for both. Just amazing talks the past 2 weeks. Amazing talks. So the music, the message, and what else is going on here? You people. This is the part of the service where we stand up. I'll wait. First we stand up. Rub your hands together. We turn to the center aisle and we bless each other. Remember that? We don't want to skip this part. Ready? Together? I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I behold the light in you. Okay, now you may be seated. Okay, and yes, Frank, I got announcements. I mean, you want announcements, buddy? Oh, I got announcements. First of all, if you heard some things that Dr. Paul talked about today and you're like, I need a little time to unpack that some more. I need to ask that guy some more questions. You may join Paul Hasselbeck this afternoon from 12 to 2 right here in the Learning Center for his talk, Thresholds of Becoming. And he will unmask some of the things that might still be mysterious to you and maybe provide some additional ideas that he didn't cover yet today. So please come from 12 to 2 today in the Learning Center. It's a $25 suggested love offering. If you have not registered online, don't worry about it. Just go right into the Learning Center at noon and join the party. Next week, we are going to have Reverend Linda Marcella Whitsett, who's going to be our speaker for the next 2 weeks. And she is going to have a workshop from 12 to 2 also called Moving Prayer. So that'll be next week, the 21st. And then the following week, she will be here, and her talk will be Discover Your Power, Claim Your Wholeness, and Heal Your Life. And that's also 12 to 2. So we're lining them up, right? We're lining them up. If you're not spiritual, if you're not more conscious by the end of this month, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And Linda's amazing. You got a Paul endorsement over here. Okay. The next thing I want to announce is that there's going to be on the 20th a Caribbean Fest. Is anybody coming up here? Tiffany, are you coming up here? Yeah. We're going to do a little dance for you. This is Saturday, September 20th from 12 to 2 in the Yes Hall. It's a $25 offering. We would like you to sign up online so we know about food. Are we ready? Yeah. So we had one of these last year. Paula, who's on our hospitality team, I think she made the food, right? Isn't that true? No? Oh, it's catered. Oh, well. Well, it was delicious. And so we're doing it again this year. Amazing food. Oh, Paula makes the hibiscus tea, right? And again, more of the Caribbean music. So sign up for that Saturday, September 20th. Next, we are going to be doing our fall program pretty soon, people. I know it's warm outside, but it's fall, okay? And it's time for fall program. The book that John has selected is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. There are copies available in the bookstore, and if you're not sure how this works, in Unity, we have small discussion groups so that during the week, John will give a talk on the book on Sunday, and then during the week, you have a chance to talk it over with other people who are really interested in unpacking what's in the book. So Tiffany will be out in the courtyard after the service. There are sign-up sheets for people that are hosting the small groups, and it is time to get connected with one of those small groups because it's starting October, I think it's, isn't that the 5th? October 5th is Sunday. And then Tiffany has an announcement she would like to make.
Good morning, everyone. So first, I would love to say that this book is amazing, and I think the small group study and the talks are an excellent opportunity for people to invite friends, neighbors, countrymen to join in on this. It's a great way for people to get to know Unity. It's a great way for people to get to know this amazing community at Unity Palo Alto. So I would encourage you not only to attend yourselves, but also to bring others into the fold. There will be some online ones, so for people who are maybe a little shy about stepping into a new community in person, there definitely will be online opportunities for folks as well. And at the same time that we are introducing this on October 5th, we are also starting our kids program. So we are super excited. We've got someone to lead the nursery. And we have some amazing volunteers who have signed up to do the nursery. And we have someone who stepped forward to lead the elementary school program, which will have a little bit more structure to it. And so we are asking for people to volunteer to sign up to sit with the kids. And the idea is that each week there will be a book and some activities and some time with the kids. So we need 2 volunteers for each week. And we're just starting with, during the period during Let Them, 7 weeks, asking for 2 volunteers for each of the weeks. There will be lesson plans, there will be things already planned, so what we need is for people to be there, work with the kids, and enjoy the beautiful spirit that they bring. So super excited about this, and then as we get through the Let Them program, we'll move on to phase 2. We'll be marketing it, and the whole idea is if we build it, They will come. So, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. For those of you that remember when we, before the COVID times, we had kids in here, right? And we're bringing it back. So let's make sure that when they get here, we are here for them. As you have just heard, there are so many things, it's just kind of hard to keep track of it all. So where can you do that? You can go to unitypaloalto.org/activities online. You can see all of these activities, get all the details, sign up, and find more things. Coming up the fourth Sunday of the month, we always have our Bring Your Own Lunch Brunch. So that's coming up in a little bit. So get online, find out what activity you're going to go to this week, and spread the good news that is Unity Palo Alto. Yes? Yes. If you are new to Unity, or if you're back from a long absence, we would like to acknowledge and celebrate that you took time to spend with us. The way that we do that is there's a Connect card in the pew in front of you. If you take that to the bookstore, we will give you a copy of the Daily Word or another Unity publication just to honor you and try to keep a connection with you. So we appreciate you being here today. I would now like to ask our prayer chaplain. I think Karen is our prayer chaplain for today. Only one prayer chaplain, but she's up to the task, people, okay? Karen's up to the task. If you don't know about the prayer chaplain program, our prayer chaplains are here to lovingly listen, to hold sacred space, whether it's something that you're excited about to share with someone, whether it's a challenge, some sadness that you have that you just need support with. That's what our prayer chaplains are here for. So you can find Karen here in the sanctuary, right where she is after the service. And thank you, Karen, for serving our community this way. And now it's time for... Oh, the flowers! How can I forget the flowers? They're gorgeous, right? Thank you. See, Unity, it really is a community effort, right? The flowers were donated by our platform leader, Christine Srauer, in honor of her daughter, I think her name's Rika. Do I have that right, Christine? Hopefully. If you would like to make a donation for the beautiful flowers, you can do that in the bookstore. There's a little sign-up sheet in there, and you can pay for it in there. And $75 donation covers our cost for that. And then someone will announce that the next week if they don't forget. Right? Okay. Now I would like you to stand for the peace song. Protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. See you next Sunday.